Do you ever get this error message when you're trying to import your CLO files to Substance Painter? Well, you're not alone. Today I'm going to walk you through how to set up your CLO file for better imports into Substance Painter. But before we get into CLO, I want to take a minute and review some basic 3D terminology. A UV map is a 2D representation of your 3D model surface, used to apply textures accurately. A UV map will start at 0, 0 on your XY axis and end at 1, 1 on your XY axis, forming a perfect square. Texel density affects how sharp your textures look. If your pattern pieces are too small or too close together, they'll look blurry. Packing them better gives a clearer, higher quality result. UDIMs take this further by using multiple texture tiles instead of one, adding even more detail. Here's a look at low versus high texel density. So now that we feel comfortable with our 3D terminology, let's get into CLO. First things first, we're going to head over to the simulation dropdown on your top right. We'll select UV Editor, and we'll get this window here. You'll notice in this window that our pattern pieces are all overlapping, they're crossing grid lines, they're not very clean, so we need to spend some time and clean this whole thing up. I like to start by right-clicking and selecting Reset UV to 2D Arrangement. This is just going to reset your pattern pieces so that they look exactly how they would look in your simulation window. It makes the pattern pieces easier to work with. They're not overlapping each other. You can see all of them. It's just a nice way to start off your UV arrangements. Now the goal is to fill up as much space as possible. So you'll want to select all of your pattern pieces and scale them up together to maintain texture quality throughout the entire garment. I'll typically scale them up to the largest piece just to make sure that everything will fit in my window. Now you can start rearranging your pattern pieces so that they fit into your UV editor. Make sure that no pattern pieces are overlapping each other or any of the grid lines. You'll get errors in Painter when you try to upload your garment, so just make sure that nothing is touching a grid line or each other. In CLO, you'll be able to see all of your trims. Those will usually come in at the 0, 0 marker. So make sure that those are not overlapping any grid lines. You'll just need to move whatever it is, your buttons, your zippers, so that they have their own space in the UV map. This will also be true if your top stitching is set to OBJ. So if you're getting any errors, make sure you look at that 0, 0 line. Now I'm ready to export. So I'll go to File, Export. I'll select FBX. I'll name my file and find a place for it. And let's review some of the settings. I like to do a thick texture to make sure my garment isn't paper thin. I'll turn on unified UV coordinates to make sure my CLO window is referencing all of the hard work I just did. And make sure your size is set to centimeters. Now you can press OK and we'll head into Painter. So now that our CLO file is all cleaned up, we've exported our file, let's head over to Substance Painter and upload our biker jacket. In Painter, I'll go to File, New, I'll choose File Select, locate my jacket, make sure that your UV tile workflow is turned on, and import your file. Now you'll see your UV editor window reflected in the 2D window on the right. This will allow us to create some really beautiful textures with very high quality in Substance Painter. Thanks everyone, I hope this was helpful. If you have any suggestions for new videos you'd like to see, leave a comment down below. Thanks.